Prophet Ibrahim عليه, had a son, Prophet Ismail عليه, who had 12 sons. Their descendants multiplied to such an extent that they could no longer remain confined to Makkah Mukarramah and spread throughout the entire Hijaz. One of Prophet Ismail's sons was Qaidar, from whose lineage came Adnan. Adnan had a son named Mad, and Mad's son was Nizar. Nizar had 4 sons, one of whom was named Mudar. From Mudar's descendants came Quraysh ibn Malik, also known as Fair ibn Malik. The progeny of Quraysh grew into many branches and clans. From them came Qusay, who rose to leadership. Qusay had 3 sons, one of whom was Abd-Manaf. From the lineage of Abd-Manaf came Hashim. Hashim married the daughter of a chief from Medina. To them was born a son, whom they named Sheba. Soon after Sheba's birth, Hashim passed away. His brother, Muttalib, became the ruler of Makkah. Sheba was raised in Medina, but when Muttalib learned that his nephew had grown up, he traveled to Medina himself to bring him back. When Muttalib returned to Makkah with the young man, the people assumed that he was Muttalib's servant. Muttalib corrected them, saying, "This is my nephew, the son of Hashim." But the people still referred to him as the servant of Muttalib. Thus, he became known as Abdul-Muttalib. From Abdul-Muttalib came several sons: Abu Talib, Hamza, Al-Abbas, Abdullah, Abu Lahab, Harith, Zubair, Dirar, and Abdurrahman. From his son, Abdullah, our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was born. Among all of Abdul-Muttalib's sons, Abdullah was the most handsome and the most pure in character. Abdul-Muttalib once saw a dream in which he was commanded to dig the well of Zamzam, the same well of Prophet Ismail عليه, that had been buried by Mudad, the chief of the Jurhum tribe. At that time, the Jurhum tribe were the leaders of Makkah and the custodians of the Kaaba, but they began dishonoring the sacred house. Their chief, Mudad ibn Amr, was a righteous man and advised his people not to disrespect the Kaaba, but they paid no heed. Seeing this, Mudad decided to leave the area. Before departing, he removed the treasures, swords, and armor from the Kaaba and placed them inside the Zamzam well, covering it with earth. The well had already dried up, and thus its location was forgotten. For generations, through the leadership of Banu Khuza'ah and later Qusay, the well remained hidden. Finally, in the era of Abdul-Muttalib, he was shown in a dream the location of the well and commanded to dig it. Hazrat Ali radiallahu anh narrated that Abdul-Muttalib himself said, "I was sleeping near the station of Hajar al-Aswad when a figure came to me and said, 'Dig Tayyiba.' I asked, 'What is Tayyiba?' But he left without answering. The next night he came again and said, 'Dig Bara.' I asked, 'What is Bara?' But again he departed without explanation. On the 3rd night he appeared and said, 'Dig Madnuna.' I asked, 'What is Madnuna?' And he left. On the 4th night he came again and said, 'Dig Zamzam.' I asked, 'What is Zamzam?' This time he replied, 'It is the well whose water will never run dry. It will quench the thirst of countless pilgrims.' Abdul-Muttalib then asked where it was located. The figure told him, 'Where you see blood and filth and where a crow is pecking.' The next day, Abdul-Muttalib went with his only son at the time, Harith, and found the exact spot between 2 idols where the remains of sacrificial animals lay and a crow was indeed pecking. Recognizing the sign, Abdul-Muttalib brought a pickaxe to begin digging. When the Quraysh saw him preparing to dig between their idols, they objected, 'By Allah, we will not allow you to dig here. This is the place where we sacrifice for our gods.' Abdul-Muttalib turned to his son and said, 'Keep them away from me while I work, for I must fulfill the command I have been given.' Seeing his determination, the Quraysh refrained from interfering. As he dug, the signs of the ancient well appeared. At this, Abdul-Muttalib cried out, 'Allahu Akbar.' The Quraysh said, 'This is indeed the well of our father Ismail عليه, and demanded to share in its possession. Abdul-Muttalib refused. 'I cannot share this. This is my responsibility alone.' They insisted, and when neither side would yield, it was agreed to take the matter to a female soothsayer of Banu Sa'd ibn Huzaym in the upper lands of Syria. A group from the clan of Abd Manaf accompanied Abdul-Muttalib, while delegations from other Quraysh clans went as well. Traveling through a barren desert with no water, their supplies ran out. Everyone became weak with thirst and certain of death. They asked the others for water, but were refused. Determined to search for water, Abdul-Muttalib went to his camel, and as it rose, a spring of water gushed from beneath its feet. Abdul-Muttalib exclaimed, "Allahu Akbar," and everyone drank to their fill, refilling their containers. Abdul-Muttalib invited the other group to drink as well. After quenching their thirst, they said, "By Allah, O Abdul-Muttalib, this matter is already decided in your favor. We will never dispute Zamzam with you again. The one who has quenched your thirst here will surely allow you to provide water from Zamzam. Let us return." Thus they abandoned their claim, and Abdul-Muttalib resumed digging. Soon he uncovered the buried treasures: gold, silver, swords, and armor. The Quraysh, tempted by the riches, demanded a share. Abdul-Muttalib suggested casting lots with arrows, 2 for the Kaaba, 2 for himself, and 2 for the rest of Quraysh. The draw awarded the gold and silver to the Kaaba, the swords and armor to Abdul-Muttalib, and nothing to the rest. Abdul-Muttalib used the gold to adorn the door of the Kaaba. Before beginning the digging, Abdul-Muttalib had prayed, "O Allah, make this task easy for me, and I will sacrifice one of my sons in your cause." When the well was finally uncovered, he saw in a dream the command to fulfill his vow: "Complete your pledge, sacrifice one of your sons."